Another fan favorite, Austin Collie, had his third concussion, unfortunately, since November of 2010. Let me ask you, and I'm sure you've received this question before. If you were management or you were the head coach or someone in a position to have Austin Collie's future in your hands, what would you do?
Well, we're saying 4 in 22 months because the previous management claimed it was concussion-like symptoms for the shot he took in New England. And I've talked to one of the best concussion docs out there, Dr. Vernon B. Williams, at the Curlin Jobe Center in Los Angeles, and he said that every brain trauma counts. You don't want to say it's a full-fledged concussion, fine, but it's still damage to the brain. So the question you ask is it's the big question everybody's asking right now, and we've debated Austin's situation here for the last few days. My columnist Bob Kravitz has written a column saying that they should waive him to protect him from himself. I don't think the Colts are going to do that. I think what you're looking at right now is a situation where he suffered maybe a lesser or minor concussion, and he's in a contract year, and he's optimistic, and the team is optimistic he can return. Yes, I know it sounds terrible. Why would you do this? Subject him to it, but he's 26 years old, and while we can argue all day long about the long-term effects and lingering damage that might be incurred from these things, there's no way that I could tell him, well, you got to sit or you're done. I just can't do that. Maybe other people can. Maybe they can say it's not in your best interest, but if he wants to play and if he thinks he can and the doctors say his CAT scan's checked out clean and clear, then I don't know. I mean, who's to say he can't? If they cut him, he'll go somewhere else and play. Right. And then what'd you do? You just gave away property to help you, the rest of this year. And believe me, if he retired or the team did that, I wouldn't criticize him for it because I'd understand why they're doing it. But it's a really, really tough call. And I've talked to guys who can't remember a conversation from 5 to 10 minutes later. So I know the lingering effects about that. I know how bad this can be. I'm not underestimating or minimizing, how he could have trouble later in life. I've asked myself, if it were me, would I be able to quit?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if I could. If it's what I've always done, if it's what I count on to take care of my family, I don't know if I'd have the courage to walk away from it. And that's what you're doing. You're trying to tell them, well, we know better. You can't do it anymore. You need to quit. There are other guys who had multiple concussions in this league, and they kept playing. Dallas Clark had them earlier in his career, and you just don't know if it'll continue or not. But, again, you can tell how conflicted I am because if somebody said no, he won't be able to remember anything in 2 minutes when he's 50 or 45. He'll have dementia. He could have ALS. He could have all this stuff. I can't argue with that because there are people out there that theorize that you suffer enough brain traumas at this age, you're going to have a real rough life when you get older.